Hi, I'm Rhonda Rice, Engagement Director for the National Down Syndrome Congress. Thank you for joining us today for the NDSC Book Project book reading of ABC Building Blocks, Growing Up with Down Syndrome. I have the author of the book with me today, Meredith Martin. She will be sharing her book with you.
My ABC Building Blocks for Growing Up with Down Syndrome shows with families some of the key features that went into helping me reach the goal of living and working independently. All construction projects have to begin with a vision, followed by some creativity, building a strong foundation, putting some scaffolding in place, and finally success. I hope that some of the points I share with you today will inspire families to establish your own blueprints and lay the groundwork for independent living for your loved one with Down syndrome. I have lived my entire life in a small Nebraska community. My education began with early intervention in my home. My parents were dedicated advocates for building a strong foundation for activities that would impact inclusion and education. I attended a preschool for children with disabilities and also a private preschool. My education was a combination of inclusion and individualized special education. Graduation came. What a thrill it was to be a part of the class of 2000. I had always dreamed of becoming a nurse. Due to entrance requirements and safety issues, I was not able to go on to a post-secondary school. My parents and I accepted the school district's offer for support through 18 through 21 transition program. So, as my classmates were heading off to college or the workforce, I moved from my parents' house to an apartment. The school provided an independent living coach for a few hours each day to assist me in further developing my independent living skills. I had a couple of part-time jobs, and life was pretty good. All of my jobs helped satisfy a great need in my life. It kept me visible in the community and on my toes with social skills, health and wellness needs, as well as an income. Since I was 4, I wanted to drive a car, preferably a red Mustang convertible. I hired a private driving instructor and fulfilled my dream to obtain a driver's license. I am still dreaming of the Mustang. In order to gain my independence, we had to create and maintain a plan to allow for an adult life of purpose and dignity. I needed to understand that barriers could make us alter some original plans. I like to base my life on a self-philosophy. S, surround myself with positive, supportive people. T, teach others about my disability and abilities. A, advocate for myself and others. R, reach for my North Star. My basic building blocks are A, advocacy, B, belief, C, courage. A, appliances. Children need to learn at an early age how to use various appliances safely. Talk about those safety issues as you go about your day. B, budget. Begin with baby steps. Help the kids learn the value of money and identifying coins. Compare prices. Concepts of more and less. Have them cut out coupons. Find motor skills. Read ads. Reading skills. C. Communicate. Keep lines of communication open across all levels. We all need to be able to communicate illness, feelings, thoughts, concerns, and excitement. Technology tools assist families with this critical element. Please keep in contact with service providers and family members. Before meeting the IEP planning, send written notice of topics you would like to discuss. D. Thriving. Don't rule it out yet. My determination made it possible. When I was enlisted, my parents took me to a rehab center for an evaluation to see if I had the coordination and reflexes needed for safe driving. E. Emergency. Throughout your day, talk about whom you would need to call in case of emergencies. Play games by asking, who do you call if? It's one fun way to practice. F. Flexibility. Sometimes those of us with Down syndrome get into our little groups. We may need a lot of encouragement and learn to be more flexible. G. Groceries. One of the biggest parts of being a contributing member of the family is helping out in the kitchen. Have your kids write out the grocery list. This helps with buying model, spelling, and planning skills. Look at nutrition information. If your child has a food intolerance, help them learn to select safe foods. Let them start cooking early. If you like to be alone in the kitchen, ask a grandparent or friend to step in. H. Hobbies. Developing constructive passive skills is important, not just video games. I. Insurance. If your child is planning to move from your home, be sure that they have the necessary health coverage and renter's insurance. J. Jobs. Employment is one of the big things parents think of for their child's future. It can also be a difficult challenge. I have always wanted to be a nurse. When I was in junior high, I began volunteering at a nursing home and a hospital. That volunteer position at the hospital evolved into a paid position. I am not a nurse, but I am in a healthcare related position. Try to find opportunities to connect to high interest or talents. K. Knowledge. Stay updated with the latest developments pertaining to education and legislation. The NDSC is a great resource. L. Laundry. Another way to get your child off to a great start with a lifelong skill is to get them involved at an early age. I was sorting clothes and matching socks way before I wanted to. M. Medical. Managing medication is a big deal. Close supervision will be necessary until they can demonstrate mastery of this skill. They can practice by calling in their prescriptions, making appointments when possible. More technology supports are available now to record necessary information. N. Networking. Building relationships for your child as well as a support network for parents is important. Relationships create a source of strength, pride, and love for life in a challenging world. Oh, ooh la la, have some fun, dress up, dance. P, perseverance. Occasionally, you will need to take a step back and reflect on what you have already accomplished. Remember that building projects do not happen overnight. There may be discouragements and setbacks. Just do not give up. Believe in yourself. It will be a key to success. Q, quest. Never give up in your search for endless possibilities. This is an ongoing building project. R, recreation. Encourage your child to be active. Join in the activities. The results will be great for the entire family. S, safety. Practice, practice, practice safety skills with answering the phones, doors, in the public, and around the house. This was a key concern for my parents when I moved out. There have been some scary times, so I continue to review the rules. T, transportation. If you live in a small community or a large city, we all need to have the ability to move about for employment and enjoyment. This again will need a lot of practice and test runs. U, utilities. Budgeting and again safety issues are involved with utilities. Many of these skills can be addressed in IEP goals as part of independent living skills in high school. B, volunteer. When paid positions are not available, you might consider volunteer work. As I mentioned earlier, my volunteer position at the hospital did develop into a paid position. 2 months after I stepped back from volunteering, the call to offer me a paid employment. W, worship. A worship community can offer a safe and accepting environment. Being involved in service can be rewarding, and it's an effective and natural support. X, unknown. I am using the X mathematically to stand for the unknown. Be prepared. There will always be the unknown stumbling blocks in life. Be assured that there will be support and ways to meet those challenges. Why? Yes. If your child wants to live independently, say yes. We will look at options. There are many. Z, zenith. By definition, zenith is an imaginary point high above a given location. I believe that parents and some advocates will continue to strive and work toward bigger and better outcomes. The possibilities that still await those of us with developmental differences remain a work in progress. Life with Down syndrome can be compared to playing with little wooden building blocks. You can build them up, and sometimes they fall or get knocked down. Not getting discouraged when that happens is difficult. We must continue to educate others and promote acceptance of Down syndrome with determination and support. The following the ABC building blocks for growing up with Down syndrome. Concepts is a daily, weekly, monthly, lifelong process. The earlier you begin, the stronger the foundation becomes, and then soon the support scaffolding could start to be removed. We have to take control of our future. overrule old codes, and effectively build our lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Meredith. We really appreciate you sharing your book with us.
You're welcome.